Coach, tell us about Baylor.
No, obviously their length will be a major issue for us. We hadn't seen length like this since we played probably Florida State last year. They're very good inside. With the junior college kid, Zero Akul, he's blocked 11 shots in 2 or 3 games. He's a good player. The kid Motley's just tremendous first-team All-Big 12 preseason, maybe the best post player in the Big 12. They've added a really, really good point guard transfer from Miami, Manu Lecomte, transfer from University of Miami. I think he averaged 8 a game, didn't he? Something like that at Miami as a freshman.
I didn't even know he left.
Yeah, 7.8 a game. I thought you were a bigger Hurricanes fan than that. You should have known that. But he averaged like 8 a game at Miami, and he's off to a really really good start for them. He's averaging 16, 17 points a game. So they've got good pieces. They've got some good wing pieces with Freeman and Wainwright, and they've got just about everything you'd want in a good basketball team. So be a challenge. They'll be in the top 25 obviously today when everything's released later on, and we'll need to play really well, give ourselves a chance.
Coach, other than the obvious to get wins in an event like this, what else are you looking from your team to accomplish down in the Bahamas?
Well, I just think we need to play well and win games. We're going down there to win, and we certainly we're going to need to play the best we've played all year to win just one game down there. But I think our continued growth as a team. Hopefully we can leave there a better team and with some wins that'll help us down the road.
How excited can you get a sense from your guys how excited they are to play, these Power Fives kind of big competition, one after another, especially, Baylor right off the bat, what they did against Oregon?
I'm sure our guys will be fired up. Right now it's just preparation and doing what we do to try to get ready to play them. But once we get down there, they'll get excited, and we'll be ready to go. We'll be ready to go. Typically we've been ready for these type situations, and whether that's good enough for us to beat them or not, I don't know. But typically we've been pretty prepared and pretty ready for these games, and I don't think this will be much different.
How beneficial is just kind of this tournament style at this point in the season, not knowing who the opponent is, the quick turnarounds for your staff, getting ready for a new opponent, and for the players?
It's quick. We've divided everything out with the staff, so hopefully we can move pretty quickly between scouting reports. It's a really, really quick turnaround, and just something you got to adjust to. This is the quickest turnarounds we'll have all year, besides our conference tournament. But even this one's even quicker than the conference tournament because of the way some of the times are. The times are all set for TV, not for ease of. There's teams that are playing on much shorter rest than you would typically play on. So it makes it a challenge. But hey, everybody down there, all 8 teams have the same issue. So you can either make an excuse or you can make it happen. We need to make it happen.
Can that help you in March?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I hope so. But we got a long way before March.
I know a lot of these things were set up before you got here, but last year Madison Square Garden, this year the Bahamas. How do you feel about these neutral site tournament games where you're playing some really good competition?
Oh, they're great for us. They're great for our program. We're on ESPN2 on Wednesday, so anything we can do to stay nationally relevant, stay in the national picture, that's a good thing for our program, for our school, for our area. So I think they're very, very positive. We try to, schedule tournaments where we're going to play against good teams and have a platform on national television. Next year we're going to Maui, so we'll be in that next year. The year after that we're going back to New York. So we've got a lot of positive publicity from playing in these type tournaments, and now we need to get even more positive publicity because we haven't been winning a whole lot in these things. So we try to win a few more games in these deals. That would help even more.
New York City, the Bahamas, Hawaii, back to New York, that's not bad.
Not bad.
How imperative is it for a school with the profile of ECU to play those type of tournaments to get, more national exposure to the program?
It's important. the exposure part's important, but the RPI and the, the ability to play these type teams on a neutral court's even more important. So, I mean, these are important games for us, for our league, as we try to, stack some wins for our league. Certainly Rhode Island got a good win this weekend for the league, and hopefully we can add to that. Dayton's in a big tournament out in California. And so and Davidson did really well this weekend, beating Missouri and Arizona State down in Orlando. So we need to keep adding. We need to do our part. We didn't do our part last year in the non-conference of VCU for ourselves or for the league. We put ourselves in a tough situation. So we need to win some games and do our part to help everybody out, including ourselves.
Have you looked at film yet of their win over Oregon yet, Baylor?
No, I'm not going to look at that till probably Tuesday night. I'm just kidding. I've watched it like 3 times.
Was it an exceptionally well-played game by them, or did you see something there that's just what they do and it happens to be better than anyone else thought because they weren't ranked yet?
No, I mean, Baylor is very, very talented. I don't think a lot of people knew how good Manu Lecomte was going to be for them. They got a veteran backcourt with Freeman and with Alaric Freeman and Wainwright, and then they're just huge up front. They had a little bit. People just didn't know about Lecomte and the big kid Akul because Akul set out last year, so they didn't know about those guys. They're bringing guys who played major minutes for them. Like 31 Matson, they're bringing him off the bench. They're bringing some of those guys off the bench. So, Baylor's a good team. That was no fluke, or they didn't back into beating Oregon. I mean, they beat Oregon pretty good, and they're a good team, and they beat a good Oral Roberts team as well. Oral Roberts is good. They've played well down in the Paradise Jam. They almost beat Ole Miss down there. So I mean, they've played well. They returned some veteran guys. I mean, it's no mistake. I mean, Motley's first team All Big 12. Anytime you get a first team All Big 12 player, that's a potential pro, and so you're gonna be good. They're huge. They're huge. They play their style. They play that zone. They're really, really good in it, and that gives them a chance. It's not something you see every day, how they play and what they do.
As you get ready for Baylor, how much of an improvement did you see from your team from the Liberty game to the game last week?
Well, we were better. But this is a whole different. It's a whole different animal now. This is a whole different animal than what we've played. What we've played so far. I am glad we've got a little bit of road experience going to Liberty. I think that'll serve us well. Not having just played 3 home games, but it's like going from the PSAT to the SAT. We'll probably PSAT to the LSAT. But we've got our work cut out for us. But we played better. I thought we played a complete game. So you can't show up and expect to play a complete game against Baylor if you haven't done it before. So now we need to play a complete game against them. It'll take a great start, really good in the middle, and a strong ending against them to beat them. And we did that against Binghamton, but we're going to now have to do it at a much higher level against Baylor than we did it against Binghamton.
You've been down there before. Is that setup odd at all for players to kind of get adjusted to at first? The ballroom?
It's all right. I mean, it's, the baskets are the same. The guy who does the baskets, he actually lives in North Carolina. Good guy. He comes up and tests all our rims, too. Really nice guy. But anyway, he'd be down there. But they, I mean, it's a first-class setup. It's obviously a tremendous resort, and they do a great job with the hospitality aspect of it. I'm not as interested in that part of it, but they do a good job with that. And the arena's, I mean, it's small. It seats, I don't know what, 3,000 or 4,000 folks, but it's a great environment. Everybody's right on top of you, and it'll be a fun experience for our guys. Hopefully, more wins, more fun we'll have.
This may seem like a silly question. When you hear about Bahamas, you hear Maui, you hear New York City. I mean, I'm guessing you're preaching business trip 100%. I mean,
There's a lot of distractions when you go down there. I mean, I don't know if y'all been down there, but you got to walk through a casino basically to get to the games. That's kind of how you go. I mean, so there's a lot of periphery stuff that you need to block out and lock in on the games. I'm going to give our guys a little bit of time tomorrow. Maybe this is where you're going with the question. I'm going to give our guys a little bit of time tomorrow we got some free time tomorrow afternoon, so I'm going to give them a little bit of that to go to the beach or mess around at the resort and see everything that they can see. But after that, we've got games to play. We got business to tend to. So, yeah, we won't have a whole lot of free time. That's just the nature of these trips.
If you can, how much talk is it between you, maybe your director of basketball ops, and Ed in regards to scheduling these types of tournaments and, like, I guess adding more weight to them, I guess you could say, as you.
Yeah, we've already got them scheduled for the next. I mean, we're let's see, Maui, New York. Maui, New York. We already got them scheduled. We got the next five of them scheduled. I can't say too much. They'll get mad at me, but we do have we got the next five of them scheduled all the way out. So, I mean, you try to you got to work way in advance on these deals. Ed does a good job of staying on top of it, and John Palumbo helps us with it. Our associate AD, he does what's his title? Deputy AD? I don't even know what his name is. Anyway, they got so many titles for these administrators now I can't keep up with it all. But he does a great job with the scheduling and helps us with all the contracts and that sort of thing. But certainly it's a group effort with Ed and John, myself, Nelson, my ops guy, and Wes on my staff who does the scheduling. We all keep our ears to the ground, not just for these type tournaments, but for neutral court games like our deal we're playing with Illinois and Miami. We try to play those every year too, so you got to keep your ear to the ground on that. So I think that stuff's important. It's important for us to get with the right tournaments that have the right TV partners and have the right setup for what we're looking to do. This is a 3-for-1 tournament. We play 1 at home and 3 neutral. Some, like last year, was a 2-for-2, 2 at home and 2 neutral. So you got to balance your schedule, based on the type tournament you're playing. You got to balance your home games. So you got a certain number of home games for revenue with our minutes. So there's a lot of. It's not just as simple as, hey, this is what we're going to do this year. And there's a lot of other factors that go into how you decide where you're going to go. But certainly, the Atlantis is one of, if not the premier tournament now. That and Maui have kind of been the standard bearer the last couple of years, and we're excited that we're playing them both back to back. I think Wichita State's in both of them with us too, and maybe LSU or somebody. There's a couple of us that are here that are going to Maui next. I know Wichita State for sure. There may be one other, I think. But anyway, it's